This is a series on finishing drywall. All right? Building with Papa. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Add in a comment. I'll be able to answer anything you like. All right? Thank you. Okay, here are your finishing tools that you need to start doing finishing. Now, this pan is a stainless steel pan, and then this is a 12-inch knife and an 8-inch knife, and then your 6-inch knife. Now, the reason I'm showing this other one here is this is not stainless steel, and this is what happens when you don't use your tool every day. You use it, it gets stored for a year or so, and then it starts to look like this. You have to sand it to get it back to where you can use it. It's not bad, but if you're not going to use your tools every day, or if you are going to use them every day, I recommend doing the stainless steel. You're going to spend more money, but it's better in the long run. Okay, also have a mixing tool. Keep your blade nice and clean. Okay, when you get done, clean it up, hose it off, scrape it down, make it look like new every time. And also your sanding pole. Here's the two different kinds of tape. Your paper tape and your fiberglass mesh tape. Now, the only time you want to use the fiberglass mesh tape is for your flats or your butts, or if you have a hole that you need to cover that's a little bigger, then you use the fiberglass mesh. But you use the paper tape when you're doing all your inside corners. So because I have mostly inside corners on what I'm showing you here, I'm going to go ahead and use the paper tape on everything. Okay, now I'm going to show you the finishing of the drywall. So your first step, once you go into a unit to start doing some finishing, or it's just a room, or it's just a couple sheets that you put up. All of this, you need to do the same thing. Get your hammer, okay? Now, even though I did the screwing here, screwed off the drywall, sometimes some may not have gone in as far as they need to, and the easiest way to find that is to rub your hammer head on top, right over the top of them. You don't hear anything here, there, we did. You hammer that back in, or you get a screwdriver, tighten it up a little bit. Okay, now here, where the screw went in a little too far, you have some fuzz around it. Just tap the fuzz down, okay? So you run over it and you check to see, because right now that's where you want to find any screw that's out too far. You don't want to find it with your knife, where your knife's going to jump over it and create a ridge. Then you've got to stop, screw it in further, and remud it again. So to prevent that, you do this first. Any misses, okay, you hammer in the little bit of the felt or the paper. Okay, so this looks pretty good. We may find some that are a little bit, but you just go through the whole thing. Open up your bucket. A lot of guys start to use this to put their tape on. I don't like to do that. Mix it up. It's going to make it smoother. Throw in some water. You don't have to throw in a lot, but throw in some water. Mixed up nice and creamy. Okay, have a bucket nearby with some water. Okay, cleaned it up, made it look like new right away. Okay, when you're using regular mud, you can do that. When you're using hot mud that's going to dry faster, you may not be able to do that. And then let it get in the water so that you can clean it up easier later. Okay, now let's get ready to run the paper, and I didn't have, some of these guys want to use paper and then throw it on the ground, and you're wasting a lot of time. I couldn't find my hanger that hangs this on your belt. So I just went in the warehouse and got a piece of hanger wire, ceiling hanger wire, bent the end, bent the other end, okay, slide that over that, and then hook that on your belt, okay, so that you can now have your paper on a reel ready to go. Okay. All right, I like setting my paper with the 6-inch knife. Okay, when you go through here, you have a recess when you have factory joints together. Your 6-inch knife will cover that whole thing. Some people use 8-inch. It's fine, whatever you feel like. 6 or 8. You don't want to use anything bigger than that. So now get your mud. Don't overfill it. Fill it where it feels comfortable. Always keep your blade and everything clean. Get some mud on here. Enough mud out. Now here you're going to be able to see it a lot better. Okay? Get your mud on. Okay? There's plenty of mud there. Splat. Bring it in. Maybe a little light there, so throw a little mud in. It's not going to hurt. Okay, get your tape, put it on the edge, you know you're right there, hold it. Now you just lightly press so that it sticks, bring it into the corner, tear it, okay? Same with this one, you got it in the corner, bring it here, tear it. Okay? Now, oh, I know. One thing I forgot to tell you. When you buy your knives, okay, some have a name on one side, some have a name on two sides, but you are going to pick what side of this knife you are always going to use, okay? Because once you do, your knife is going to get concaved to that direction. If you use the one side and then using the other side other times, your blade won't get concaved. It'll look like an S. You're never going to get a good finish. So always use the same side of your blade, mark it with a marker, cut an X into it, do something to identify that you know that's the side you're going to use all the time. Okay, now I want to wipe this down so I don't want the tape move. I put the corner of my pan there. Pull it, okay? Get all this ridges off, okay? Come this way, I'll do the bottom side. Then I'll do the top, okay? Now what I've done is I filled that gap. I filled the ridge in between the two finished ones. That's full of mud. Okay? Remember, these smaller pieces are a lot tougher. If it moves, pull it off, put it back on. There's still plenty of mud. Hold it with your pan. The guys who are doing this every day may have a bazooka and the guy's wiping down behind him. Okay? Now we're going to do the inside corner. Cut yourself a piece of tape to go from the ceiling to about 2 inches off the floor. Okay, something like that. Make it long enough. Now fold it. You'll see there's a crease in the tape. And you can fold it the one direction so it makes an inside corner. So you fold the whole thing. Get ready to go with it. Lay it near your corner. Now you're going to mud this. Okay? You're going to scoop up your mud and have it on just half of your knife. Going to go up one side first. You can even put it long ways. Okay, now you go up as high as you reach first. You'll deal with that when you get up to the top. Okay. Now fold your you already have your tape folded. Take it all the way to the top. Even though you don't have mud up there, just put it up there. Get your inside corner in. Push it in with your fingers. All the way down. You'll be a couple inches off the floor. That's fine. Start down here at the bottom. Wipe it down. One side or both sides. Doesn't matter. You just need it to get that paper stuck. Okay, now come up one side. Okay, when you start to get up to where you mudded, stop a few inches short. Let that mud stay underneath there. Stop a few inches short from the very top. Don't wipe it completely because you're going to have to pull it back and put mud in there. Now you did the one side, now do the other side. If you were using mesh tape, your corner would be cutting the inside corner and then you'll wind up with a crack later. That's why you use paper tape on your inside corners. Now go through, make sure it's wiped clean. Okay, got it up so far. Get on something to stand on. Complete this inside corner. Okay, you'll pull your tape down. You still have mud behind there. Okay. That's why you don't wipe it all the way up to the end. Put your mud there. Your mud here. Get your corner tape in, push it in with your fingers. Again, wipe one side first. Then your other side. Okay. That's showing you how to do your inside corner, your flats. Your butt joint would be the same way. You would run your flat, and then you run your butt joint all the way through till it touches at least halfway through your flat. Okay? I'm going to run around here and get all the inside corners done, and then once it dries, I'll show you how to start putting on your first coat. A lot of people call this the first coat. This is a bed coat. Okay? You're bedding in your tape. That's all you're doing. You're getting that tape to be in the right location before you start your first and second coats. All right?